Welcome to the All About You podcast. My guest today is Lynda Samphire, who is an intuitive and transformational guide. Lynda, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Sheila. I'm excited.
Now, Lynda, you wear many hats
I
talking
do.
about transformation and basically looking after people's well-being. But we
Yes.
had a short conversation this week and we got onto the topic of sleep.
Mm.
And I really want to go into this topic because everybody you talk to is suffering from lack of sleep, disturbed sleep, cannot even get off to sleep. So that's what we're going to focus on today. So, Lynda, let's talk about sleep, what it is, why we need it, and a thing that seems to be quite popular now, sleep hygiene. Over to you then about sleep. Why is
Yeah.
sleep so important?
So sleep is just not rest. It's regulation, right? So it's how the nervous system unwinds. It's how the emotional body reorganizes and how that subconscious integrates what we're not processing and can't process during the day. Many people don't have sleep problems, they actually have nervous system problems. And it's about that the nervous system safe enough to kind of let go. So that shows up in our sleep state as waking up in between cycles, shallow rest, not being able to fall asleep, dreams suppression, and just kind of that wired but exhausted feeling. Sometimes we look at sleep, it's like, okay, I got to do this and then I can get up and keep going. Or I hear all the time, sleep is overrated. However, a lot of these emotional issues we have during the day that we turn to psychological is actually a lot of it is not sleeping and letting the body do what it needs to be do to metabolize and integrate the emotions. And so we're missing out on that, creating more anxiety during the day, cutting down our creativity, our intuition. So much happens when we're sleeping. And I think it's time we really start making that an architecture of our life and putting some attention to that.
I mean, I understand 100% what you're saying. However, the way we live our life now are not conducive to a good night's sleep. We've got Netflix, we've got our phones in our hand. A lot of people are running their own businesses and can't shut off at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, etc. We are constantly overriding the body's natural detoxing, whether that's our vital organs during the night, detoxing and flushing the system through, and detoxing our brains. We are just
Mm.
overriding all of that, aren't we?
We really are. And the end result of that is being really out of balance and a lot of dis-ease in the body and is going to result eventually in illness and not enjoying our lives. So how much that we're putting out, like what are we putting so much out for when the result is not sleeping, not restoring our systems, and then that end result is not being in that kind of flow of freedom and happiness.
I mean, we are coming into the winter months here. I mean, I'm currently here in Europe and you're in the US. You know, we're getting out the blankets, we're drawing the curtains, we're lighting the candle, etc. This should naturally be a time for us to sort of slow down, hibernate, rejuvenate a bit. And obviously, because it's darker and cold outside, it's a good time to say, okay, we need to slow everything down. This is a period for rejuvenation, rather like animals and flora and fauna. In the spring, we're going to leap into life. But we are not very good at it. And we keep hearing about sleep hygiene. And in our conversation the other day, we were talking about a good sleep routine.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about sleep routines and, this sort of sleep hygiene I keep hearing?
Yeah, I think it's time that we first remember way back when we our circadian rhythms really aligned with the seasons and the time of day, the darkness, the light, the sun, the moon. And we were outside a lot more. And I know here in the Pacific Northwest, it's a little bit rainy right now. So we tend to hibernate inside rather than outside. So vitamin D deficiency is a huge issue here. And so I think making sure that we have at least that supplement. I love and I suggest it to all my clients: showers before bed, bath or shower. Just kind of rinsing off the day. It rebalances our nervous system, just kind of soothes everything and lets the body know that it's transitioning into sleep. You're right. We do have Netflix and we do have all this. I am not one that can't sleep because I've been watching something on Netflix. I'm making sure it's not hyper arousal I'm watching. But I know for some, really paying attention to that blue light at night that we now have, what we're eating, like what are we putting in our bodies? I stop eating at nothing past 7 o'clock. So my digestion has that moment. It's not all frenetic in the middle of the night. So am I eating late at night? So my digestion's working. That's going to keep us up. So there are these really little simple things. The temperature in our bedroom when we're sleeping, between that 60 and 66 is kind of golden for sleeping. Too warm, we're not going to sleep. Weighted blankets. I love a weighted blanket. So if you're a very light sleeper, kind of having some weight on you helps. Yeah, so those are just some of the ways. And then maybe we can turn our phones off. I turn my phone off like a couple hours before I'm going to bed. I don't even pay attention to it. So,
I think the phone is a great one because talking to a lot of people are using the alarm on their mobile phone. Actually, the last thing they will do at night is set the alarm on their phone. And
mm,
of course, they're going to look, oh, what's happened on social media? Oh, have I just checked my emails one last time? And it's the first thing in the morning when they turn the light, oh, what's happened in the world overnight on the news? And I think some people are saying we have got to go back to the old-fashioned alarm clock, where all it
mm.
does, it rings and it doesn't do anything else. If you want to know about the news, you've got to go and put the TV on, the radio on, or your phone in another room. Your alarm clock will wake you up, and that is all it is going to do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think when we really get these circadian rhythms back on in our sleep is on, we almost don't need an alarm clock. Like I do not use an alarm clock. I wake up exactly when I need to. We really have the power to put that into our bodies. Like I need to wake up at a certain time. And if we're sleeping and our REM is not fragmented, then we're actually going to wake up when we need to and feel alive.
I mean, I am naturally a morning person. If I was left to my own devices, I'd be up probably between 7 and 7:30. The disco music would be on. I'd be bopping around in the kitchen while the kettle's doing its thing. My husband is the total opposite, so that is not an option. But that is my natural. Even at weekends, I'm up ready, want to get going. Even if I'm not going anywhere, I want to be up round about 7:30. That just feels good for me. And round about 10:30, 11 o'clock, right, I'm ready to go to bed. Then another half hour, clean your face, as you say, get ready for bed. How do we work out what are our best hours? I mean, it's a bit like, okay, 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for working, 8 hours for everything else. If only life was that simple. We probably would struggle to find somebody who says, yeah, I do my 8 hours sleep, my 8 hours of everything else. What's the best thing to do to find what is your like sweet point in getting up or going to bed?
I think it's listening to your body. I think it's really listening to your body and what works best for you. I know that the National Sleep Association, they say 7 to 9 hours of sleep is ideal. And 90% of us here in America are sleep deprived. So for me, 7 hours is my golden hours of sleep. So if I'm sleeping, going to sleep at 10:30, 10:30, I'm automatically waking up at 5:30. And it's not like I don't have my nights that I don't sleep, because that happens. And then we ruminate in our minds, okay, well, now I'm going to be tired tomorrow, blah, 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 and that stops us sleep. So I think it's paying attention to what we need. Without proper sleep, cognitively, we're not going to function. So listening to the body, paying attention to the food we're putting in, and how much outside exposure are we getting? It's really said that stepping outside in the morning and throughout the day to get some kind of daylight on our bodies, whether it's sunshine, it's overcast clouds today, but that's fine too. And just letting that for 5 minutes shine on, you can restart setting that into where we're falling asleep. And it's interesting to me too that we get really tired and then we don't sleep. We make ourselves stay awake. We'll drink a cup of coffee, we'll drink an energy drink, anything to keep us awake later. I would really back off on that and allow your body to rest. Our body speaks to us, rest, 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 and we don't listen.
I think this is the thing, isn't it? We don't listen to our bodies because I need to do this, so I'm going to override that because I've got to get this done. I've got to prepare for tomorrow. Da, da. We're just overriding the whole thing the whole time, aren't we? And expect still to be healthy, fit, and up and chipper the next day. That's not going to happen.
We're self-sacrificing ourselves. We're not, we're putting ourselves last. And it's really, I teach this architecture of this new architecture of being. And it really is putting ourselves first, to where we create lives through ourselves. And then it comes outwards rather than out here and then inward, because it's just not working. And I think we have to start with our nervous system and what's going on there, like the core truth. This nervous system of ours, especially that central nervous system, it's bracing. You can't rest, dream, or receive guidance if your nervous system is bracing. So what are we doing during the day to soothe that? And sunshine, walking, movement. We used to move so much when we were, our ancestors, where we'd work the land. We were outside all the time and we were sleeping really well. So we can see where that has shifted. It's where we receive all of our guidance, all of our creations. There's this interesting little neuron, the blue dot, locus ceruleus, right? And it's this tiny nucleus, but so powerful. And it controls our wakefulness and our alertness. So whether your system feels safe enough to sleep, it's the neurolephin it releases, that chemical. When that is working properly, we have REM. If it's not, we have fragmented REM and we're not sleeping. And then what controls that is our GABA glutamate system. So glutamate is the gas pedal down, central nervous system. We're go, 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 go. GABA is the brake. Glutamate comes off, GABA comes in, that LC quiets down, and we go into sleep. We are driving around with the gas pedal down. And so it's really about soothing the GABA, the neurotransmitter. And when the GABA and the glutamate do that dance and balance, then we're sleeping. We're not taking our waking to our sleep state. So really paying attention to, again, foods, the supplements, and then movement. Are we adding some type? I know for me, if I walk in the after dinner, I sleep really good, way better.
We have a very busy day, but that could have been busy but sitting in front of a screen all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for a huge percentage of people. That is not moving our body, is it? We've had a stressful day, we've been in front of a screen all day with phones, etc., but we haven't moved. For so
No,
many people now, work is in front of a screen, whether that's in an office, whether that's working from home. So many people have so many hours in front of a screen and are just not physically moving.
well, yeah, don't they say that sitting is like now the new smoking?
They do. And
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
thing, isn't it? Whereas years and years ago, we would have walked places, we would have carried shopping home, we would have done sort of manual jobs. Now we're paying exorbitant fees to belong to a gym to go and do movement in the gym. It's crazy, isn't it? Whereas, if we can try and get out at least once a day, walk around your neighborhood. If you can, go to a park, walk around your park. Fresh air, being in nature, it's all going to help with sleep.
And yes, most definitely, because we're missing that. And then we go, and then the weekends we try to fit all our joy in, all our happiness, right? But we have to get this done and this done and this done. So how much joy and happiness are we having in life? We could pay attention to when we have a really, really good day and it was fun and we were completely connected with our soul, we will probably sleep well. Whereas if you're in the screen and you're working, so it's almost to start journaling and keeping track of the nights you do sleep well and the nights you don't, and see what the difference is. What did you do different? So we become kind of our own little scientific experiment. One of the ways we can really tell if we're getting REM sleep is our dreams return. And those are our nightly conversations between the nervous system and the soul, and really emotional processing. So when those begin to return, we begin to remember some, we can say, oh, I had some REM sleep last night.
So it's the REM sleep that enables us to remember the dreams.
It enables us to dream.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, without REM, we're not dreaming, or we're dreaming very little. And so remembering the dreams becomes a conversation between yourself and your dreams. And that's a practice as well. So it goes into the sleep hygiene. There's so much that we can do while we sleep that if we knew the power of it, we would sleep more.
One
So all of our
question,
co-creating can happen then.
Linda, one question about dreaming. Is dreaming where we're absorbing information during the day that we don't even realize and our brain is sort of sifting and sorting through it at night? Is that the purpose of dreams?
Well, I think there's many. I think dreams are innate to us. One, it's the nervous system reorganizing. It's our innate body to process emotions throughout the whole body, not just the brain, through the whole body. So it allows the release. Our bodies are made that way. Then there's also so much wisdom. The ego's asleep. We're bypassing the rational mind. If that LC, the norepinephrine chemical, is down and asleep, then we are connecting to our highest wisdom. We're going to increase during the day automatically, cognitively, intuitiveness, creativeness, and we really have the ability to change a lot of our life in our sleep state during our wake state. So we're not doing so much do and trying to get things done. We're being more guided. If we look at like Einstein and Thomas Edison, they were nap takers, right? And that's where the theory of relativity came, the light bulb, all of these. I mean, they knew that sleep was important, that they would take a nap to get information and then bring it in. And we know many times when we go to sleep, we have a problem, we get the answer in the morning. We may not remember our dream, but it came through. And that's very common. And I think if we work with that more by setting intentions, bringing back our dreams. In African tribes, if you're not remembering your dream, you're sick. And I believe that's because the REM is fragmented and we're not getting that deep sleep. And so you sit with an elder until your dreams come back. Because if you're sick, your whole village is sick.
I've heard they say if you've got a problem, literally ask yourself, I need a solution to this problem before you go to sleep. And somehow your brain organizes your thoughts, looks at pros and cons, and often you wake up with a great solution to that problem.
Most definitely. And I look at it very on a spiritual level too, that our highest self, our soul, is able to speak through, where we're coming from such divine wisdom that our ego is so busy during the day, we can't find that. So it's this moment where we can speak to something higher than ourselves, something broader than ourselves, that can come through. If we look back at Native Americans, ancient societies, they had dream weavers in their cultures where that's how they decided where they're going to hunt, when they were going to move, which direction they were going to travel in, because that's how they got their information. That's how it came through. Egypt culture, that was the gods. It's how they talked to the gods. And so we used to really respect dreams and use them as our own intelligence. And that I think we need to get back to too. And it's a very simple thing. It's not that we have to sit and write this whole story out and like, what did that mean? It's really allowing it to unfold through the body and show itself. I've dream incubated where we're setting an attention over a issue or something I wanted information on. And it took 7 days. Like I got little puzzle pieces each day. And by the seventh day, it all made sense.
So how do
So
you do that, Linda? That sounds fascinating.
sleep hygiene, where first of all, have a journal and a pen by your bed because something's going to come through. And first of all, we begin by connecting with our dreams and remembering our dreams. And that might just be thank you for the beautiful dreams tonight. And even if you don't remember it in the morning, you would be writing, I know I dreamt. Thank you so much. Let's say we have a dream and it's a nightmare. And it's like, I need some more clarity on this. I'm listening. I'd like some more clarity on this. Or I'm wanting to shift something in my life and I need some direction. And so taking that to the dream and kind of seeing what's happened. Normally, what you're going to get is what's blocking you from your path and what needs to move out. So it might be a frenetic dream, it might be a joyful dream, it might be a dream of you as a child when you were having so much fun with childhood friend. And that might be the message of bring some more joy in your life and all will come. So it's not like we say, well, I need to know what I need to do tomorrow at 3 o'clock. We need to make it broader. We want guidance on a larger scale. How do I connect with my joy?
Oh
You
my
know,
God, I love that.
and write it down and then equate it to the dream. The dreams are going to show us where we're vibrating during the day, where we are not in receptivity, and where we are. So if we have a nightmare, it might be showing us one, it's like trying to get our attention. We just say, okay, I'm listening, let's soften. Two, where's their fear standing in my way that's ready to move out? And maybe we need to start looking at our fear that's moving through us, our energy of fear that's ready to move out. So our dreams will give us what's ready to move out. And then a lot can come through. I create all my programs in my sleep state. I'm writing a book and it's all through my dreams.
That is just incredible, isn't it? Because I don't think we're just giving our body and brains the time at the end of the day just to rest and our body to talk to us for want of a better expression, see what's going on in our mind. Yes, of course, we're going to get in the bed and we think, oh my God, I forgot to do this, or I must remember to do that tomorrow. So, yeah, pad and pen by the bed, which I definitely have. But this is just so interesting. I love the idea that asking with intention, okay, what's going on? What do I need to be aware of?
Yeah, and then the symbolism that comes through is going to be really different. It's not going to be literal. What dreams do is they take us out of searching for everything outside of ourselves and they bring us inward to a remembering. And we get really honest with ourselves and it allows us to have that space. Our own psychiatrist is right here, right? Our own psychic, our own intuitive, and teaches us to start going inward and then getting really honest with self so that we actually remember who we are at the root of our existence and why we're here. That takes time and it takes a practice, but it's a beautiful, personal, intimate space in that sleep. And we're missing out on that.
So, Linda, most of us will go to bed at night. We get into bed, we pull the covers over and go, okay, what happened today? Oh, I forgot to do this. Oh, that didn't go too well. Or I must remember that tomorrow. How can we just stop all those crazy thoughts and go, okay, this is the time to rest. Let me just breathe and let the bed support me and let's just rest the brain, rest the body. Is there like a mantra we can say to ourselves or something? I'm just trying to, for want of a better word, stop the voices, stop the crazy things coming into our brain from what's gone on in the day.
Yeah, I think first of all, trying to stop making them go away because that's just activating them more. So to just really honor. I like to just like in complete gratitude, pay attention to what my body feels like on the bed, what it feels like to my pillow. And then maybe it's a mantra, it's just thank you for my beautiful sleep, grateful for my beautiful sleep, grateful, and just repeat something that feels good to you. I'm so grateful for my beautiful day tomorrow, anything, and start just paying attention to how the body feels. And then when the mind, because it's similar to meditation, when the mind comes in, just honor it. There you are, busy. You can sleep now. I'll have you tomorrow. I also work with plant medicine, and there's some of those that we can bring in that stops that ruminating. And one of them is very agonist to GABA. So it soothes that system and allows us to sleep and stop the ruminating.
And I love that practicing gratitude at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day because we hear a lot about gratitude at the beginning of the day when maybe you're doing morning pages or journaling or whatever. But gratitude at the end of the day, even giving thanks for thank God everything went well today and the day was no great shakes during the day. I always say we love normal. If something is normal, we're very grateful for normal, but showing gratitude at the end of the day, counting your blessings, I mean that has got to put you in a good frame of mind and a calming state of body in anticipation of sleep.
Oh, most definitely. And I think it's just a simple gratitude. We focus so much on what we don't have and what needs to be rather than in this moment. And it's this beautiful time to be in this moment. How often are we thankful for our pinky? Right. And just maybe just running through the body and choosing a light that feels very tranquil and just feeling that run through with gratitude and focusing on what is joyful in your life. I always like to like pick a like kind of like my happy place. Maybe I'm just sitting on the beach and I'm listening to the waves or someplace and then focus there and just see yourself there in a place that's very tranquil, very happy. Maybe it's with your kids, your family, your dog, and really just getting into that place because we to bring joy, bring happiness, and soothe that GABA, soothe that central nervous system, put down that LC so things can just go, oh, it's actually safe. So when we're in gratitude and when we're focusing on something that brings us pleasure and happiness, then the nervous system is like, okay, I'm safe. I can sleep.
I love that. So, gratitude and visualization.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that sounds so relaxing.
Yeah, and I think it's just taking those moments to do that. And again, what are we eating? Are we eating something super spicy at night before bed? Is our digestion overworking? Let your digestion settle itself down so it's not overworking overnight. Sometimes we grab food real fast. Are we actually sitting and tasting our food, chewing it? What does it feel like? There's all these things we can do in our wake state to set us up for sleep and sleep hygiene as well.
Linda, this has been an amazing journey through the world of sleep. And I
Mm-hmm.
think you've given us so many ideas and an understanding of the nervous system and basically some hints as to how we can set ourselves up for that good night's sleep. Linda, where can people get in touch with you?
I have a website, lwsamphire.com. It has all my socials on there. I have a program coming out in 2026 called The New Architecture of Being. And we're going to talk about sleep architecture, using the imagination, dream architecture, all of those to kind of create our lives differently. And so that we're the co creators and really aligned with ourselves.
So, Linda, thank you so much for this conversation. It's been absolutely fascinating.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. We're all like, you're probably ready for sleep now.
I certainly feel a lot calmer, that's for sure. So, thank you for listening to our conversation. I do hope you enjoyed it and that you will actually pay attention to some of the hints and tips that Linda gave us. So, please subscribe for future episodes on whatever platform you are using. It is free. And please share this podcast with all your friends and family so that they can get a good night's sleep. And if you have a story to tell, please contact me on allaboutyoupodcast@yahoo.com and let's tell your story.